As someone who wasn't there yesterday watching it on the TV, how was it for you?
Incredibly disappointed in the Liverpool fans. I can't lie to you, mate. Like, I understand.
Not all of them.
No, not all of them. Of course, it wasn't 60,000 fans. If it was 60,000 fans booing, you would have known about it. It was a select group of fans that are frustrated with Trent, and I wholeheartedly understand a Scouser has turned his back on his boyhood team. I get it. But you've got to show class in these situations. We can't have visceral reactions like that because it just makes us look classless. Now every other rival fan is jumping on this. Like, Liverpool are doing this and they're not respecting the player. And there's part of me that agrees with what they're saying now, because you can't boo a player in a red shirt. You just don't. When he goes to Madrid, boo the hell out of him. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, no problem with that. But when he's in a red shirt, you just have to, don't have to support him. Just don't make any noise about it. Just let him play his football. And it ended up massively adversely affecting the performance after that. We've seen as well, unfortunately, he had to be the player that plays Marino on for the second goal for the equaliser, and it just added fuel to the fire. You could see it. And to be honest with you, I just walk away from that game feeling disappointed. One, we didn't get the result, and two, the fans have let us down a little bit, in my opinion. I understand it. I totally get where people are coming from, but you've just got to be classy about this type of stuff, because now all the headlines are everywhere. And I don't want to hear rival fans talking about Liverpool. You don't know what it's like to be a Scouser. You don't know our identity. You don't know where we come from, why we behave the way we do, and why we've been successful. It's because of this identity. So you get the bad side of it as well. I understand why rival fans are looking at it and saying what they're saying, but I just don't want to hear it, lads. It's nothing to do with you. Let us do what we need to do and feel what we need to feel. And everyone's got a different way of thinking about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do like what Robbo did, and he came out and he said, that's me, mate, that, like, and I don't want to see him getting booed, but I also understand why everyone's saying what you're saying. You've got to, it's both sides, isn't it? You've got to try and play both sides right now, because everything is understandable. It really is. It's human emotions. That's what this is. Every human emotion is valid.
Yeah. And Robbo defended him verbally in the press conference after. Szoboszlai and Gakpo were kind of doing this to the Kop, like, what are you doing? And to be fair to Trent, he didn't shy away. He walked around the whole pitch, clapped the whole stadium. And, you know, that's your opinion from watching it at home. I've got to say, in the ground, it was the weirdest emotion I've ever felt in a football ground. 2 weeks ago, it was the best emotion I've ever felt. And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it now when Trent came on. And you kind of look around to see what the atmosphere, what the feeling is like. And it changed like that. And actually, I'm going to go as far as saying this. It's the first monumental big mistake that Arne Slot has made as Liverpool manager so far by bringing him on.
Yeah.
All of this could have been avoided. Yes, I know Bradley was on a yellow, but you don't bring Trent on. In my opinion, he shouldn't be in a squad. And that's not me being bitter about his move to Madrid. But once you come out and say you are leaving for free at the end of the season, and we know it's to Madrid, that player could potentially play against us next season for Madrid. He should not be involved. I'd almost go as far as saying training. He shouldn't be in training right now. He should be shunned. He's not going to get a send-off. But where my opinion is split on this is when he came on, there was a boo. I would say it was maybe 60-40 around the ground, because the one thing that the narrative on the TV won't tell you is there was encouragement, there was claps.
Which way?
I would say 60 boo, 40 encouragement, right? So he comes on, and at the end of the day, I think he shouldn't be playing, and this is why I think it's a mistake from Slot to bring him on. Every time he got the ball, he was booed, right? He had a free kick about 25 yards out, and like I say, I go back to it, it was the weirdest feeling I've ever felt in football, because we know this fella's leaving, and he's taken a free kick. When all the players kind of dispersed and he put the ball down, people were thinking, should I boo? Should I clap if it goes in? What do we do? For me personally, booing every touch is a big step too far.
Really?
When he came on the pitch, I didn't clap when he came on, and I didn't boo. Yeah. I was neutral, I was indifferent, because I'm not going to applaud someone who's leaving our football club.
Agreed.
And I did see a tweet that summed it up perfectly, in my opinion, maybe not yours, from Charlie, right? He says, regarding the booing, whatever your thoughts are, you have to somewhat accept that you can't build your brand on being the local superstar whose dream has come true, reap all the benefits from that, and then leave on a free without any vocal anger or without any scrutiny. That sums it up for me, right? Because to boo, obviously you're letting out your emotions, you're you're booing a player in red, which I can't ever do.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You can't boo a player in red, lads.
No, and that's where it goes. That's the line for me, right? Booing his every touch. I think it was just a silly mistake from Arne Slot to bring him on. In the press conference after, he said, look, I've got a world-class right back there. Conor Bradley's on a yellow. I'm going to bring him on.
It makes sense, right?
But for me personally, because we're now sitting here talking about this, because it's going to be the headline on every back page, because I'm going to speak about it on DR, that's going to be the first question now. This all could have been avoided. You've got a player who doesn't want to play for us anymore. Don't bring him on. Put Quansah at right back. Put Endo in at right back. To bring him on focuses the attention on this and not the game. And like you said, disappointed we didn't win the game. Should have been 3 up at half time. Yeah. Disappointed we didn't put our chances away. Disappointed the goal gets ruled out right at the end. But to boo Trent, especially every touch, that for me is a step too far. And there will be people that say, oh, I've seen tweets already, the real fans wouldn't have booed. But then on the other hand, these lads and ladies, they're paying their money to go to a game. Who are we to tell them what to do? You can't tell them what to do.
People don't understand what it is to be... I know this.
It's very difficult to explain,
when people listen to me say people don't understand what it is to be a Scouser, people are going to be cringing and they're going to... I can see the reaction from people when I say that, right? But you don't. There's a massive sense of identity in that city. We support our own and have done for years. And that's why we prop them up so highly and give them such high praise, because we want them to be successful. So when one turns the back on, or perceived to turn the back on the city and the football club, there is a visceral reaction. There is anger, and you've seen it. I just don't think that... I like to keep things as classy as possible. Try my best, right? I've been a younger man where I've got loads of anger and I want to get it out in the football and all that type of stuff. And as I've aged, I'm in my 30s now, I like to try and not have visceral reactions to things. And yesterday was an example of it. I think you did it perfectly. You don't clap and you don't boo. You just let him get on with whatever it is. He's on the pitch, he's in a red shirt, and that's it. You're not stopping that from happening. Next year, like I said, boo him. And there is a case to say, right? Next year when he plays against us in Real, if he does for Real Madrid, he'll be trying to beat us. And I get that. So I get why.
That's why you don't play him or have him near the squad.
And I get that as well.
You don't have him near the squad.
Arne Slot's just made a mistake. Just keep him away from the squad now. And that's partly because he doesn't understand the identity of what it is to be a Scouser. Yeah, he doesn't get it. And
sorry, carry on.
He doesn't get it, lad. And I just feel like he's almost set Trent up there to have a bad time. And it's not even. It's Trent's fault. It's Trent's fault, but it's not Trent's fault while he was on that pitch yesterday. He shouldn't be given the opportunity to get booed.
Did Trent even want to come on yesterday?
I don't know, lad. To be honest, I don't know, mate. Honestly, it's just a sad situation now, and I feel like there's so much negativity, and we've just won the bloody league.
It could have all been so easily avoided.
It feels so sad, lad. I feel like I'm not actually celebrating the league. I'm mourning a player leaving. Like, I don't understand. This is not how I expected to feel after winning the Premier League, lad. And now when we go to the parade on the 26th, are there going to be loads of kids that boo for Trent being on the bus and that? Like, this is a moment for celebration. It's the first time in 30 years that we've all been together to celebrate this. And we're like, I feel disappointed, lad. I'm upset by it.
Yeah,
I just want us all to be happy, lad. We don't need negativity in this space. We've just won the bloody league. Let's all be happy. Like you said, the atmosphere in the ground was exactly what we wanted to be. Jubilant and joyous.
It was a party atmosphere. Yeah, the songs were bouncing, the flares were going off. One thing I can't take is Arsenal fans telling us we're a disgrace for booing our own players when they've booed Emmanuel Eboué, they've booed Granit Xhaka off.
Some of them were saying Arteta out about 2 years ago, lads.
Well, they're still saying it now. But and
also, let me just remind, when Ashley Cole left you to go to Chelsea, we literally got receipts of all the different pundits and the different fan channels getting Judas and all these mad things. So let's not talk about other clubs' fans when you've done it yourself. Everyone's a hypocrite in football. Yeah. Everybody.
United
I read the comments.
Booed Xerxes off the pitch after half an hour.
Does me nothing,
this season.
Hypocrites everywhere in football.
So for me, right, there's lines and there's boundaries. The perfect, in typical the Kop humour, was as Trent's warming up, we're singing, Steve, Gerrard. That is a subtle, but not subtle.
That's as far as you go.
Sly dig at Trent to say, there's our man. He didn't leave us when he could have. That's our man. Conor Bradley's coming off the pitch. There's only one Conor Bradley. That's a subtle dig as well. They also sung, it was always Liverpool, the quote that Virgil said. They're your digs. That's how you get at him. But to boo is every touch. And like I said, it surprised me so much. I've never seen Anfield like that in my 20 odd years of going there. I've never seen us boo our own player. especially a Scouser. Obviously, there's reasons for it, and I understand. I'm not saying for 1 second I don't understand the reasons, and people don't have a right to boo.
We all understand.
I understand the reasons, and you do have a right to boo.
Yeah.
And Arne Slot on the back of it says, first of all, they sang for Steven Gerrard, which is a nice thing to do, I think. They also sang for Conor Bradley, which is also nice because he deserves it. Conor did play a good game. Apart from that mistake for the first goal, Conor, that tackle in the first 2 minutes. Get in there. There's only one Conor Bradley. Get in there, lad. And then he says, just before Trent took the free kick, I heard more people clapping for him, hoping that he'd score, than people booing for him. And that's key to understand, is when he put that ball down, there wasn't really any more boos after that, because it was like, right, he's got an opportunity to score a free kick at the Kop end. How is he going to celebrate if he scores? How do we react if he scores? And then he says, everyone has the right to their own opinion, but it would not be fair to the whole of Liverpool to focus on the few that booed. If they want to, it's fine by me. But there were a lot of people who were really positive as well. And that's what Arne Slot came out and said after. And do you know what is the most beautiful quote, I think, that sums this up? It was from our former manager, Jurgen Klopp, who said, it's not so important what people think when you come in, it's much more important what people think when you leave. Jurgen Klopp has got a way of words, like he's always said the right thing. And I just think that sums it up beautifully.